This is the Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 91. We focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a managed point of view. First of all, we want to thank all of our listeners, our OGs, and our new listeners from around the world, the UK, Germany, Jordan, Canada, Portugal, and the Philippines. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, comedian Ron White ain't making no more money right now on the road, but his ex-wife still wants that dope.
Too bad he can't have somebody with coronavirus deliver the check to her.
During the NFL draft, some girlfriends were doing way too much.
Hey man, they just trying to become wives who later on do too much.
Fantastic. And a Dear Irby writer's wife wants him to move again. Is this a case of happy wife, happy life? All that and more right now. This is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
And we're saving relationships one listener at a time. Let's get started with the front page of our lives. Kamal, this is the lesson that I have learned today. And as much as I hate this phrase, I now understand why they say happy wife, happy life.
I can't stand it.
I hate that phrase, dog. And this is what I'm realizing, man. Because we not tripping, Kamal.
No.
And here's what I also realized. As men, I could be wrong. Help me out. I don't even think we care about being happy. We want to feel good. Sex makes us feel good.
Yeah.
Food makes us feel good. Mm-hmm. Working on our goals makes us feel good. Fishing, hunting. I'm not a fisher or a hunter, but that makes guys feel good. Building shit makes us feel good. Playing video games. We want to feel good. But no matter how happy a guy is, he's not in charge of the home happiness, right? Because if mama's the chipper one, your wife is bouncy and chipper. But if she walking around sulking, we all feel it. Daddy be sulking all the time. Nobody cares, man.
Nobody gives a damn. Matter of fact,
how you feeling?
They might laugh at dad. Like, daddy
exactly.
Daddy on his period. Start clowning daddy and shit.
Exactly. So, do you agree about the happiness and feel good theory that I have?
Yeah, and I'll add some more to the feel good, makes us feel good. Mm-hmm. See, for me, like you said, fishing. I don't fish.
No, me neither.
But I'm assuming people don't go fishing solo. They go with their boys.
They might. It might be the thing that they just do, but they definitely ain't going with their girl.
Yeah. And so even the guy that goes by himself, I'm thinking that basically that's just peace for him. He needs the same thing with the guy building shit in the garage or whatever.
Man, that's crazy. So, hey, how's the little homie doing? How's Skills doing?
Good days and bad days, man.
Does he got a chick on him yet?
I think so, man. But I think he's got some anxiety issues. And so it manifests itself, just normal teenage life. Like for us, we just had the normal jitters and just embarrassment, stuff like that. Yeah. But for him, it manifests itself in like the terrible headaches. Like I was, he missed his Sweet 16 party.
Dang.
I'm sure a chick was like, "You gonna dance with me?" He was like, "Hey, I think he's supposed to be." I think she wanted to have like some court, like the king and queen, and he's supposed to be a part of the court. And it's like that anxiety, too much of that pressure kicked in. He missed it. He missed the school dance. You know what I'm saying?
Not the school dance.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I remember at Cole those dances.
Yeah, I remember those, man.
I remember, man, I'm not a dancer, and I'm shy too. So my son probably gets all this shit from me.
Okay.
And so it's weird because I went into comedy, but I hate people looking at me.
That's a weird thing. Yeah.
Well, like I can hold center court.
Yeah.
Because I'm intentionally trying to be funny or whatever, like cracking jokes and really drawing attention away from me.
Yeah.
Like, look at these motherfuckers. So they all looking at them, right?
Smart move.
Yeah. And then my homegirl, Tiffany Hairston, my girl's like distant cousin. I think she's like
it's funny.
Fourth or fifth cousin or something.
Are they really related?
Yeah. They're really related.
That's weird.
Yeah. So Tiffany's like, enough of your shit. Come on, let's go out there and dance. And I'm like, oh shit. So she pulls me, and so everyone's looking at me, and we start off, and honestly, man,
it's Enid's sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I stumble, like I get tripped over my feet. And she was like, I literally had 2 left feet. And she was like, oh, this boy playing too much, and walked back like, and I came back, and I remember my homeboy Bill was like, oh, this nigga jokes to the end. This nigga couldn't. That was the best I could do. Like, you think I was joking? I'm glad it came off that way.
I'm glad y'all laughing.
Yeah, because dude,
wasn't.
I didn't know what I was doing. I got nervous and like it's like, playing sports. You see some people like take the last shot and their legs buckle.
Yeah.
Like, I buckled on the 2-step.
Dude, that's hilarious, man. We come back, man. We got some feedback from our social media. Is this your comment? We will find out soon. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, guys, I want to take this time to ask you to subscribe to The World According to Cheryl. That is Cheryl Underwood's podcast. It's hilarious, and I'm on it. We got some feedback, OB.
Do we now?
Yeah, man. On our Facebook page, we asked if a man is awarded, this was the Adele thing, 70+ million in a divorce, should he take it? Regarding the question we discussed on episode 89, Legendary League. And Anthony Frisch from Slidell, Louisiana said, referring to Adele's ex, you're going to be the inspiration for her next song. That's just royalties. Is 70 million royalties, dog?
No, but
yeah, okay, but I think he's saying it ain't that much sweat off Adele's back.
No, well, basically, I know what he's saying. If I'm gonna be, what I'm saying, like the inspiration, if I'm gonna be material for your Grammy award-winning chart-topping songs,
I see.
You need to cut me in. If I write a movie about Adele, I'm sure Adele's gonna want to, hey man, I'm the inspiration for this shit. I need some cash. So like I think Pete Davidson addressed this shit in the stand up. Like, dude, Ariana Grande is writing songs about me, and we celebrate that shit. I do some jokes about her. I'm an asshole, but it's like, hey, we're using this is my talent. She's using her talent.
Yeah,
and we're both making money off of our relationship. Why am I the bad guy?
Well, that's a question for the MRA Podcast. He's the bad guy because he's the guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Raven88 on Instagram, that's my boy Cujo. He responded to the same question. He said, thank you. What happened to the ERA, Title IX, or the Me Too movement for equality? I don't know what the ERA is.
Equal Rights Act.
Thank you. The Equal Rights Act. So
I'm guessing.
No, I intended on Googling, but I forgot. But anyway, I see you, my dude, Raven88. Thank you for responding. Thank you for Anthony Fritsch for hitting us up, man. Everybody, if you want to get us on our social media. Coming up, a dude wanted a girl so bad you won't believe what he went through. And later in the show, we got to get into the NFL draft talk. Some girlfriends were doing way too much. It's the MRA Podcast. Yo, Kamal.
What's up?
I finally finished my album, dog.
The one you did in 2013?
Yeah, man. I know, man. A long time ago, man. But I said, you know what? I'm going to finish this album. This thing is coming out. Eventually. You got to finish. You can't give up.
I can dig it. And eventually it's finally here.
Eventually it's finally arrived, man. And I was listening to it, man. This thing was funny, dude.
Okay, it's not dated. No jokes about Chingy or nothing like that.
There is some dated jokes in there. Like there's a reference to, it was before Michael Sam came out. Because it was like a reference to gay athletes that came out, and I was like, "Wow, that's dated."
Okay,
but the juxt of it is everything's good.
Bruce Jenner still, Caitlyn.
He's Bruce in the album.
He's Bruce.
I don't talk about him,
but he was Bruce.
Yeah, I used to have a Bruce Jenner joke. He was Bruce in this when I recorded this. But it's ready, man. It's out. It's funny, man. Check it out and get it on iTunes right now. It's called "Be a Man at All Times." Hey, Kamal, it's time for Not in Post-Nut Mode story, man. You down?
Yes, sir.
All right, it says, what's up, good men? I have a Not in Post-Nut Mode story for you, and I know for a fact I would have never went out like this if I was in post-nut mode. I remember my girl broke my heart, and I was on the rebound. I went to the club on a Thursday night, and it was jumping. I saw the baddest chick I'd ever seen. All the dudes was on her. And I didn't think I had a chance, but somehow I got the number. I wanted her, and she told me straight out that she had other men. So I was like, bet, I'm going to be the one to get her. So check this out. I asked her out. It was 4 years ago. Friday, April 16th. I know that's the day because that's the girl I was with before her's birthday. All right, cool. His ex's birthday is April 16th. I tell the girl her name was Kenya. I told her I was going to pick her up at 8:30 because that's when I got off at the time. I get there at 8. I was early. I hit her up. She wasn't home. I'm like, what the hell? So she's like, I'll be right there. Wait. And then I wait for like 2 hours. Finally, I get her to hit me back. I'm like, should we do this another time? She said, no, I'm going to be real with you. I'm on a date with another dude, and it went better than I expected. So I'm not back as soon as I'd hoped. But please wait, because I really want to go out with you, and I promise I'll make it worth your while. Y'all, I waited another 2 hours. Finally, she gets here. This dude drops her off. He sees me on her stoop, and he starts chuckling as he dips out. That's sad. Now I'm mad. She apologizes again, tell me they had a good time, but she is glad I waited because she thinks she really likes me. I asked her straight out, did you hook up with him? She said, yes. I'm like, hell no, I'm out. She said, what that mean? That don't mean we can't have some fun. I wish I could say I left. Nope. I was not in post-nut mode. I went in there and smashed that thing. Eesh. So nasty, because I know he was just in there. But I wanted it so bad I didn't even care. The next week, my ex took me back, and we're married now. I might be stupid, but I don't cheat. I've been with my wife ever since, and I never saw Kenya again. That's Roscoe in Newport News. Kamal, how do you feel about this, man? Would you smash Kenya?
I think so.
No, that's horrible,
I think so. This isn't that crazy, especially if all your chickens, you know what I'm saying, were in the Kenya, you know what I'm saying, basket.
Batch, yeah.
If that's all you have for the night. Now, if you had options, yeah, you was
Yeah.
tripping. But if you planned on, like, this is all you doing tonight, you've got no other options, you kind of have to wait it out. And I appreciate Kenya's honesty.
Me too.
If she kept it that 100, I would have waited. Like, well, okay, well, all right. Now, if it was if you sent some lies and deceit and bullshit, yeah, you obviously leave.
Yeah.
But if she's saying, like, look, nigga, I'm on a date. Be quite honest with you, I thought the shit was gonna go bad. Better than I thought.
Going well, dude. This is so funny.
Yeah,
it's going well. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it would be quick. I told you I had other dudes. I want to. You know what's funny is, as how insecure we get, I still would be mad at Kenya. But you can't be mad at Kenya.
I don't think I would have been mad.
Wow. How about you now, Kamal, today? Let's just say you were single. Are you waiting for 4 hours?
And do I know it's going to be 4 hours later, or I'm just waiting? Like,
she just keeps saying, "Hey, can you just keep waiting? Can you wait? Can you wait? Can you wait? Are you cool to wait now?"
I'm too old for that shit now, man.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm good. I'll holler. Like I said, in post-nut mode, man, I'm not even dealing with Kenya, man. You cool, but I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I'm too old for that shit now.
Yeah, when we come back, Eddie Murphy's going to make his return to stand-up virtually? How we feel about that? It's the MRA Podcast. Can I have your attention, please? We are trying to start a movement. You heard that right. We're starting a movement. We're doing something different here at the MRA Podcast. We vibing with y'all. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You know what I'm saying, ladies? It ain't just fellas that listen to the show. Matter of fact, it's majority women, but it's all good. I know you know somebody that fits with what we're trying to do over here. So all we need you to do is send it to them. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? That somebody know how we get down here at the MRA show. It's really called the podcast, but I just wanted to rhyme no and show. Hey, man, so Eddie Murphy, we've been waiting for Eddie Murphy to do his return, and then COVID hits, and he can't really work it out. So Byron Allen is doing a telethon for Feeding America, and he got Eddie Murphy to perform. It's my understanding it's going to be stand-up, man. What do you think about Ed making his grand return in a mobile broadcast, man? What you think about that?
Well, I think it's easy for Eddie to do this without the audience, because if he hits the stage, man, he knows everybody's eyes are like, you know, just wide open, that big ass smile, like, oh, say something funny, say something funny, say something funny.
Smiley space.
Yeah, just that big anticipation and that pressure. Well, this way the pressure's gone. He's talking in front of a camera. If it's pre-recorded as well, so cut that one, feeling that shit. Let's do it again. A bunch of different takes, splice that shit together, and put it out. You know, where he couldn't do that on stage. It's got to be live. If the joke don't fly, if he says his shit wrong, he fucks up the punchline. That's it. You know what I'm saying? This way, I think it's easier for Eddie. I don't know if it'll be funny. You know what? I know it'll be funny. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan, so I'm biased, but I do know the guy is probably one of the most naturally funniest people as far as celebrities go I've ever seen in my life. He's always on. You know, and even when he's not trying to be on, he still kills. And I've heard like Chris Rock, people who hang out with him said, like at these fight parties, he's always the funniest dude.
Dang, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It helps when you look up to him because it's like sometimes you laugh, but I don't even think it's mercy laughs, man. I think it's an advantage for Ed to do it like this, even though I don't want to see him try to be a stand-up. Just do Ed, just be funny, you know, because you can tell when a comic is always on. It's weird when it's on the camera, but the good news for Eddie is he's used to being funny on camera. He knows it's for some comics it's weird when there's no audience, but Ed, he's been cracking jokes in silence for years and hearing snickers in the background. But you know what I mean? Like in a movie, you're not supposed to laugh.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't have to. It's a whole different beast when you're trying to be funny without an audience. It's so much easier and harder at the same time. I know if it were me, I would prefer to do it live because it's easier for me to make people laugh if I can see what they like. So I could double down on that. You know, I can float stuff. I could talk to them a little bit. Oh, they like that? Oh, let's go there. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's go there. They're as much as part as the dance as I am. If we come back, man, Ron White, speaking of funny guys, he ain't making no more money right now, and his wife still wants that check. You ain't going to believe how much he gives her every month. And later in the show, we got to get into the NFL draft. Some girlfriends was doing way too much. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, come on, we got listeners all over the world now, man.
Yep.
And I was wondering, man, I wonder what the people do while they're listening to our show. I know we got a guy in the Navy who's in Spain. He listens. We got a lady that drives a Lyft. She listens while she's driving her Lyft and has her customers listen too, which is absolutely hilarious. Cat in Brooklyn listens while he delivers some fish. Okay. We want to know from other people, man, how do you listen to our show? What are you doing? Hit us up on the social media. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I am at Angry Kamal.
And let us know what you're doing when you listen to our show. Kamal, what are you doing when you listen to the show?
Man, I'm usually chilling, man. I take the train to get my son from school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, man. So I get the headphones on and I'll listen to it front and back. The problem is I'm coming back. He wants to talk. I'm trying to listen. So I have to, try to act like I'm paying attention to him. I'm really listening to my words of wisdom.
That's good, man. Yeah. Pretend like you're listening to your son while you're listening to the podcast. That's one way to do it. I usually listen to while I'm cleaning the house, man. I picked... Well, go ahead.
Domestic work?
Yeah, man. Oh, come on, dude. I wish I didn't have domestic work, but yeah, man. I usually listen to if I'm washing the dishes or folding laundry. I listen to any kind of thing that I don't have to think.
Yeah,
and I just get to listen. But I want to know what do the people listen? What are y'all doing? Let us know. Kamal, Ron White, stand-up comedian. This guy, he's a comic. I like Ron White. I like his persona. I like his asshole guy, persona. I enjoy his comedy's cool, but I really just love his attitude.
I was gonna say I don't dislike him. He's just not somebody I follow.
But he's a road warrior, man. He would spend over 200 days a year on his tour bus, and he said he was making $200,000 a month. That's about $2 million a year, $2.4 million a year. That's good money, ain't it, dog?
Hell yeah! Just off of just stand up. That's not even considering any other investments he has, any other income that he might do. Just off of cracking jokes. It's a hell of a way to make a living.
And then it's live crowds that know your comedy. That's the best part about it. He's rolling in the tour bus, pulling up in the theaters that know him. They anticipate the asshole, the curmudgeon. The meaner he is, the better. It's just that feels like the dream come true. And then, of course, COVID comes and he can't do any live shows. But because of the divorce laws, he's been paying his ex-wife of 4 years, Kamal, $25,000 a month. Kamal, that they are only married for 4 years and she's making $25,000 a month. Dog, that's better than college, man.
Hell yeah, that's a hell of an income. She's a top 1%, I think.
I know,
She's a 1%er.
$25,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hell of a stay at home. And there's no I don't even think that's child support. That's just spousal support, man.
Yikes.
That's crazy. But with no shows, that means no dough. So Ron is still paying his employees. He's trying to run a business. He had to ask a judge to cut his payments to his ex-wife. I don't understand. You know, we talked about the Adele episode we did and how women were saying, would you take that money? I would like to see women just as mad at this woman, knowing there are no shows for this man right now, yet still asking for 25. Like, why do we got to go to a judge? How come she just can't be like, Ron, I know it's tough for you right now. You're losing a lot of money at $200,000 a month.
It's crazy how during COVID-19, millions of Americans, A, lost their jobs.
Yes.
B, millions of Americans have had to take pay cuts.
Yeah.
But the wife, whose income is not based on any work, her
None.
shit remains the same.
Oh, yeah, man.
How? The dude that is putting in the work has lost his livelihood. The person who is sitting around going to spas and whatever, her shit remains intact.
I don't understand
fair?
that, Kamal. What is the logic, Kamal, behind the money that she's getting? I understand the 50s. I understand back in the day. What is the logic when you tell Ron White, hey, man, you and your wife didn't work out, so every month, here's what you're going to do. You're going to write a check for her, since you guys aren't together anymore, for $25,000. She's a grown damn... I don't understand. No. Okay, help her get on her feet, man. She lived with you. She hasn't worked in a while. She's got 6 months severance pay. You know, give her $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month. You shouldn't get anything. I don't understand that, Kamal.
Dude,
I don't get it.
Like a job. Like a job.
Yeah.
You worked for a job for 10 years. While you were
Yeah.
with this job, they expected you to give it your all. Don't look at other jobs, any of that shit. They paid you well.
Yeah.
And let's say you fucked up, you leave, whatever. The job is over. They are not going to give you half of that shit for like the rest of your life.
No,
They
might
give you
get
a severance
package.
You might get a severance package, but that's it. It's like, well, thank you, good luck. But marriage is like, no, you need to take care of me for the foreseeable future. How
amazing.
is that even fair?
It doesn't even make sense. And I don't understand how we just let it go. That is an example of happy wife, happy life. Even the judge doesn't want to see the wife sad. Even the judge don't want her complaining, because nothing in my mind would be, you know how it's like there's something about women when they're sad that makes guys be like, what's wrong? You know what's funny is if you were crying right now, Kamal, you know what I would do, man? I'd be like, hey man, I'll holler, man. Let me know when you're ready. I step away. You know what I mean? Hey, man, I'm going to step out the room. Come on, you go ahead and handle that. I'll be back. Text me when you're ready.
I would be like, man, what's up, man? Are you good? But I'm hoping you'd be like, I'm fine, man.
Yeah.
Like,
are you good? Do you need a moment? I'm
me.
asking, are you good? You need a moment, but I'm not giving you a hug, dog.
Oh, no. Yeah, shit's fucked up, man, because it's like, it just seems that she married him during the right time.
Yeah, buddy.
Right before he popped.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, he's been popping for a while because they only married 4 years.
No, I'm saying, but when was that 4 years? Like when?
Well, it couldn't have been. No, it was 4 years ago. He just started paying in November.
Oh, so wait a second, man. So he was
Yeah,
already
no,
right? This was post.
No,
this was
ain't-
post
come on.
Redneck
This ain't
Tour.
no early investor.
This is
This is post blue collar comedy.
blue
tour.
collar joint.
This is 4
Dude, I have
ago.
been terribly misinformed. I thought
Dog.
this was an old chick from way back, and this was like right after the blue collar took off, and this
She
is
was with him when he was doing open mics, and he finally popped, and then he started getting new women, so he decided to no, this is not that story, Kamal.
this was after the sitcom and everything.
This is after everything, man. This is she's new, man. She's new.
How did he lose this one?
He got married to her in 2013, bruh. From 13 to 17, homie. From 13 to 17, bro. So he got married to her 7 years ago. He been popped before 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that blue collar stuff was a long time. Oh, no.
So that's really foul how that community property shit. It's like you marry a rich man who basically acquires more wealth while you guys are married. Yeah. And he always had the ability. You just caught him at this time. And
you caught him while he was hot.
Yeah,
and so you stayed for 4 years of his hotness. And somehow you get half of the duration.
Well, I can only speculate is whatever contract he signed with this new management company, whatever that allowed him to make this $200,000 a month is when she was there. You dig what I'm saying? And so she doesn't get any of his nest egg, but it's like, he got married, he signed the Rock Nation. But he was already somebody. It's like it's like Lonzo and LaMelo Ball and them. They just signed the Rock Nation. So if you link up with them right now after they sign the Rock Nation, everything that Rock Nation brings to the table, they get a piece of it. But they were Ball brothers. Yeah. They were destined for it prior.
Yeah, the real work, they should have been down since junior high if you really want to get some of that Ball money.
Yeah, so same thing with Ron White, man. Like I said, I'm just speculating. She came about when the New Deal happened, and that's where she gets taken care of.
That's ridiculous.
So man. If you rich, man, you get married, man. Don't do no new deals.
Boom, right there, dog. Hey, let's hope Ron White can get back to work soon so he can get back to paying his obligations, man. And maybe he can get some job with Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry has a job to reopen his studios in Atlanta. And later in the show, a Dear Irby writer's wife wants him to move again, and he needs us to help him to talk her down. What's he going to do? Find out soon at the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, man? I just had to take a time away from the podcast to let you know. If you want an MRA hat, you can get you one. You know why? Because we got them for sale. 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 You can get you one in red, blue, black, whatever you want. Just go to the website, themrapodcast.com. That is themrapodcast.com and get you one. Tyler Perry has an idea how to reopen the studios in Atlanta, Kamal. He said this is what his deal is. Have everybody come to the studio, right? Let's say you're going to shoot a movie. Let's say he's going to produce Pops, which sounds amazing, just to say that out loud. He saw the web series. He's like, there's nothing like this out there. This is a fresh voice. You guys want to shoot this? Let's shoot this. So we signed a deal. We're going to Atlanta. He says, look, man, one thing I love about Tyler Perry, he knows how to work. He got a machine like Motown, like General Motors. I know exactly how long it takes to turn this thing around. Only thing is he writes his own shit. But just say whatever. Let's say, he didn't write Coming to America and they shot Coming to America there. So he's like, look, man, here's the deal. If you're going to shoot here, I have houses here. I have fully functioning houses. You guys are going to check in on day one. Everybody's going to be tested. You have to stay here until the project is wrapped. Nobody comes in, nobody comes out. We're fine. Once it's over in 2 weeks, you can leave. How you feel about that idea?
I see the pros and the cons of it. First of all, I know he's taking a hit right now.
Oh, my, dude.
He is taking a hit because they have shut down Hollywood. That means nobody is renting space on his studio lot right now. His massive, newly opened studio lot. No business is being done right now. So, but I know mortgages, electricity, maintenance, all of that shit needs to still be paid. And so he's basically just losing money right now. So I get it. You take the test and you let the people stay there and work on the project. The only problem is if they currently have, I think with the testing, it's not 100% foolproof. So you take your test, but you were exposed like that day or something like that. Almost like, we in the vampire, what is it called? Vampire apocalypse. I get bit and I'm good right now. So I can come in there and hang out with y'all right now because I'm good. But y'all don't know I just got bit. and stuff like that. Not come in there.
But if you took a blood test, would your blood test come back vampire positive?
I don't know about the I don't know the testing. They say they've had a lot of false negatives. You know, so I just don't know how accurate the testing is. Now, some people, and here's the thing about it, some people have had COVID and they really just didn't go through it. I think George Stephanopoulos with was it ABC or something like that, he had it and he didn't know he had it. He thought back like, oh yeah, I do remember that day I was tired and stuff like that. He wrote it out like that. But his wife, she had, and she says like the worst pain ever. So it affects people differently. So a lot of people have probably had COVID. Like you think you might have had it and just didn't even know it. You were off the shelf for maybe what,
5 days.
Like okay, that's a long time.
Well, no, it was 3 days at the peak. But it was like from beginning to end, it was a 5-day thing. But 3 days of misery.
Yeah. So I get where Tyler Perry's coming from. And people want to get back to work. People need to get back to work. And he thinks he's offering a solution, but it can backfire with these false negatives. And somebody comes in there who's just thirsty for work and they're, infected or, they're positive and they spread this shit throughout the whole set and make the shit worse. So I see both sides of it. I hope that the testing is up to date, because if it is, I got to say it's a good idea. But if it's not, if we're still relying on the same testing where sometimes they're negative, sometimes it's positive, and you just don't know, it could be a recipe for a disaster. And poor Tyler could set himself up for like a lot of legal problems.
Yeah, that would be rough, man. I love the idea, man, because I don't have a problem with saying, going to stay someplace. Like I when I read or heard our guy Mel Brooks talk about the way they wrote Spaceballs, one of the funniest movies of all time.
Spaceballs? Oh, shit. There goes the planet.
And how they wrote Blazing Saddles. They would get in a hotel, go to the hotel with their wives. The wives would go out there and do their thing and have fun. And the fellas would huddle up in a room and get to writing. And that kind of working vacation sort of thing, I've always loved that idea. I've always visualized us going somewhere with our families and, me and you get to work and then the ladies and kids go play. And then, when we done working, we can clock in with the ladies and then get some rest, exercise and hit it the next day.
Yeah.
So that never bothered me, man. Hey, man, when we come back, does Mr. Rogers have some dirt on his name, man? This one hurt because we talked about this when the movie came out. We'll get into this. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, if you're enjoying the podcast, do us a favor. Tell a friend. That's it. Costs you nothing, helps us out, and gives your friends some entertainment to make that commute a little easier, or gives them some company on a workout or while they're cleaning the house, so it helps them out, helps everyone out. All right, so please subscribe, leave a positive comment, and share. Come out, we talked about this on the podcast, man. We both grew up on Mr. Rogers, and when the movie came out, we were both afraid that we would watch it and it would ruin our childhood. But then nothing came out. We was very shocked because we thought something was going to come out in the movie. And the movie was even based on an article where a man did an expose on Mr. Rogers looking for dirt, but found none. But some dirt seems like it has finally surfaced. A man who played Officer Clemens says that Mr. Rogers told him since he was gay, he needed to cover it up, say he needed to marry a woman and pretend that he's straight. Are you mad at Mr. Rogers, Kamal?
Absolutely not. What year is this?
Probably in the 70s.
Right.
I mean, it's yeah. We'll put it this way: it wasn't 2020.
Right. Well, he's been dead for he's been dead for a while.
Yeah. So it was either from the 70s and the 80s. So I feel where you're going. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it's a different time, and Mr. Rogers is making children's television.
Yes.
Okay. In 2020. Parents lost their shit when what's that guy's name? Billy Porter? He was on Sesame Street with a dress on in 2020 and they lost their shit.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Rogers was doing children's television and in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yes.
And so America was not ready to have openly gay people on television. As a matter of fact, a lot of leading men, a lot of famous people were in the closet because of their image. They couldn't come out.
Yeah.
You know,
Rock Hudson.
Shit, just found out Dolomite was gay. According to his manager. So Mr. Rogers is like, hey, man, this is the time. Now, he says, I'm good with you, dude, but if you're going to be on the show, I need you to front. It wasn't like Mr. Rogers was like, you got to go. He was like, man, I just need you to front, which is not cool. But for that time, that was probably the most liberal thing that he was going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what was going to happen is a lot of social justice warriors are going to judge him with the 2020 lens, which I think is entirely unfair. And even here's the thing about it, man. Like, you know, I think you consider me as like some militant guy and all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
I go back and I give a lot of like these people who were like, you know, low key racist passes too. Or I'll say this. Not necessarily like the overt racists, but the people who weren't like fighting, like weren't marching with Dr. King. I give them a pass too, man, because like it was the time. So if in 1950s you didn't see any black people on your TV set and you weren't like complaining about it, I'm not faulting you for that one. Now if you were shooting them with the water hose.
You can't tell me it was a different time if you was the water hose king.
Yeah, if you the water hose king.
Don't want to. I really don't. Well, let's talk about that real quick, man. Like, you know, they said Elvis said a black man can't do nothing for me but shine my shoes. Okay, does he get a pass? Or does Frank Sinatra get a pass because he was, you know, his racism wasn't verbal, but it was like he wouldn't ride when Sam wanted him to ride. Which one gets a pass? Or neither or both, or which one? How's that work?
I think Frank's gets a pass from me.
Yeah,
I think Frank's get a pass. Now if Elvis really said that quote, if that quote is really, you know, a real Elvis quote, then man. Same thing with I think John Wayne. Some recent
John Wayne, exactly.
John Wayne,
I can't get down with him.
Yeah, John Wayne said some shit. Ronald Reagan said some shit. If you're like,
get down.
Yeah, now if you're just not like, you know, if you're not stepping up, if you ain't rallying behind this, it's like, all right, well, you know,
there's a difference.
There's
a difference between hey man, I'm sorry, man, I can't step up. It's gonna mess me up. Yeah, that's one thing. But saying things and slurs against us and just putting us down, because even the word isn't as bad as the intent behind the word. Like as you taught me when Michael Richards.
When Michael Richards got in trouble for saying like the N-word, a lot of people focused on the N-word. And so if you focus on the N-word, then you can deflect and attack. You know, you can attack Chris Rock and D.L. Hughley and the rappers for saying the N-word because we're all saying the N-word. But if you step away and look at the totality of what Michael Richards actually said, he was like, well, this is what happens when you interrupt a white man. When you interrupt a white man's show, and 30 years ago, whatever time frame, I'm paraphrasing, he said, they found you hanging from a tree with a pitchfork up your ass. Now, and when DL and them and rappers are starting to say the same shit, well, don't interrupt a white man, this is what happens, and justifying it, then they'll have a case. But they just say the word. They use it as a term of endearment or whatever, you know, colloquialism, but they're not saying that white supremacist shit. They're not justifying the disrespect.
Not at all.
And so that's the difference. And so Frank Sinatra might not have been riding for Sammy, but Frank Sinatra allowed Sammy to stay at his house. Whereas a lot of these Jim Crow places, Sammy couldn't stay in the same spots. So I'm not faulting Frank. And if Elvis said that shit, I'm faulting Elvis. I'm faulting John Wayne. I'm faulting Ronald Reagan, you know, because of even during that time, you didn't have to take shots at us.
That part right there, man. We come back, man. It was the NFL draft, and we got to talk about this. I've been waiting for this. Woo, man. Some girlfriends were doing a little bit too much. We're going to talk about that. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, y'all? If you like this show, you want to help us offset some of these costs, man, you feeling the need to donate, then do just that. Go to www.patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast. That is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, and you can find us at Patreon. Or you can catch us in the street and just be like, hey, man, I love y'all. I want to bless you with some cash and put some dollars in our pocket. You can do that. Or you can hit us on Venmo. Find our names and just, bless us with dough on Venmo. Or you could pray for us. Do that too. But we prefer cash. Kamal, watching NFL draft has been a family tradition in my Irby family with the OG fam and the new version, the Saved by the Bell, the new class family that I have. Some of my draft memories are Aaron Rodgers having to sit in that room, because normally the draft, all the top guys come in the room. And I remember the year Aaron Rodgers was like the 26th pick, and he was the question was, would he be the first pick or the whatever pick? And remember Alex Smith, I was gonna say Alex Thomas. Alex Smith went in front of him. Yeah. He went first to the team that Aaron Rodgers grew up watching, the 49ers, and now Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer, and Alex Smith is barely a Pro Bowler, probably out the league by now.
He's really good. Yeah, he's not considered a bust.
No, he's not a bust, but he's a solid quarterback.
Solid, not great.
But Aaron Rodgers is an all-time great. I remember the year Big Ben fell in the draft. I remember watching Russell Wilson get drafted. I remember that year because he was a third-round pick. Me and my family watched him all year. You know how ESPN does those stories? They do those stories about, they like to talk about your personal life, who died and all that stuff. They like to make a story out of it. And they're actually catching a little flack from that. But I digress. I remember when Russell Wilson's senior year, he was playing at North Carolina State, NC State, and they did one of those preseason exposés on him, how his father passed, and his dad was a big football fan, and blah, blah, blah. And, this was for his dad. And so we watched every game of senior year, so much so we even went to the Rose Bowl to watch him play against the Ducks. And that was one of the last activities I did with my family. Cue the tears. Anyway, so watching Russell Wilson get drafted was great. I remember watching, at Reggie Bush, we're huge SC fans in my house, so my son was a Reggie Bush fan. Anyway, you get the point. The draft was a big deal at the house. Are you guys a draft family?
Hell no. I probably have only seen live maybe 2 NFL drafts. They take too long for me, in between picks.
Yeah. And did you watch this year?
I didn't watch this year either, man. Here's the thing about it, man. I only care about the famous people in the highlights. I don't care about some offensive linemen, or a defensive tackle. I don't care enough about the totality of the game. I like the entertainment value, and the left guard doesn't entertain me. I want the receivers, the running backs.
Well, there was plenty of entertainment from one of the linemen this year, Kamal Abdul-Jabbar, because, oh my God, first of all, the white girl that was doing too much on camera when the black mom had to lift her, I loved it, loved it. Let me tell you something, Kamal. When I saw the clip, I think you sent me the clip. Yeah. I was so done. I cannot stand when the woman tries to upstage and, oh, let me hug you. You are obviously trying to get in camera right now. And the mama wasn't having it. She picked her up underneath her pit and she tried to resist.
Yeah, she pried her from the dude. She pried her from the grip because it wasn't like, all right, come on, time to go. The girlfriend was still trying to grip and hold on to share that moment. And mom was like, no, you're not about to be here for this moment.
No, this ain't even yours. It drives me nuts. It's like, what are you doing?
This ain't about y'all. This is him. Or if it's going to be somebody, it's us. But it ain't y'all.
That's my job. I'm the one who's supposed to be there, and I'm not doing it. Yeah. So you damn sure ain't going to be doing it on my turf. And then CeeDee Lamb's girl in his phone. Now, come on, I thought it was her phone. And I projected that he was saying, get off your phone in this moment. This ain't the time to be texting. I thought that's what he was saying. And then you explained, no. That was his phone, his other phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And she grabbed it and he grabbed it back and she tried to hold it. He was just like, nah, not going to happen. I love that moment too.
Oh, yeah, man. She caught a lot of flack. She was like that clip went viral. And I'll say this, man, to his credit, he took up for it. He was saying, no, you guys got it all wrong. I was on the phone and I got another message from somebody else and she was like going to respond for me. But, I guess it was instincts. He took his phone back. But,
dude,
what I thought was like,
what? Come on, let's get the MRA's inside
when
take
he got
on this.
drafted, he's next to his chick, and all the others start pouring in. Congratulations, baby! Oh, you did it! And he was like, as a matter of fact, let me snatch this phone just in case I get one of those texts because I know they coming.
I know it's coming. I know they're coming. And here's the thing: I'm gonna go ahead and be a lawyer right now. Even if he's not doing dirt. Even if he has no side pieces, the other pieces are all gonna, CD, congratulations, and that's a fight.
Just throwing their fillers in, just basically, all the shots are they're shooting their shots at that point. Let me get in now. Fuck, I messed up. I should have shot it yesterday, but I messed up. But now I gotta shoot it now.
I'm praying for you, CD. I'm praying.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. And we come back. We have another case of happy wife, happy life. A Dear Irby writer's wife wants him to move again, and he needs us to help him talk her down. What's he gonna do? Find out now on the MRA Podcast. Are you yelling at your radio right now? What the hell you saying? You wrong, Kyle.
You wrong, Kamal.
Yeah. Or right. That's what I'm talking about.
Word.
Yeah. Hey, then tweet us. Stop what you're doing unless you're driving. Stop what you're doing. Hit us right now. Respond to us. Just talk to us right now.
Let us know how you feel.
I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Or you can hit us both at the MRA Podcast and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, man.
So we'll read it.
We might even respond.
And you just might hear it on the show.
Yeah, man. Be a celebrity for a day.
Yes, man. Just stop what you're doing. Hit us up, man. You'll get a response.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
What's up, guys? I live out in Tulsa, but I'm from Cali like you two. Northern, not Southern. Richmond in the House Bay Area. My wife is from Nashville. We met while undergrads at Langston University, HBCUs in the house. We have been together for 10 years and have already lived in 6 different places. She falls in love with the place, gets tired of it, then wants to move. But she promised me that this was the last move once we got to Tulsa. We both got jobs in the professional development sector. We have been working from home since COVID hit. Our bosses said we won't be coming back into the office anytime soon. Cool. But then my girl tells me that since we don't have to be tied to Tulsa, she wants us to move back to Nashville so she can be closer to her mom. What? I don't want to move to Nashville, and I can't stand her mom. She's super judgmental, thinks her daughter's perfect, and she swears she deserves a better man than me. She has secretly been trying to break us up since we got together because she wants my wife to get back with her ex just because he makes a lot of money. But he's a drunk, and she already dumped him twice before. I told my wife I didn't want to go. Now she mad at me, and now the house is cold. All her friends tell me that I'm the bad guy because I'm standing my ground. Her best friend says I need a good reason to stay in Tulsa. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't have one. I just don't want to move. I like it here. What do I say? Not like I can say I don't want to move because I can't stand your mama. So what should I do? Bishop in Tulsa. Come out, man. We got to help this dude out, man. What's the deal, bruh?
Well, first of all, I think he's shortchanging his reason. He's saying he doesn't have a good reason. He doesn't have a good reason. He likes Tulsa.
There, that part right there.
Yeah. Like, man, don't sell yourself short. You like the place. So why should you give up a place you like because she's getting antsy? She's ready to move. Listen, man, if Tulsa hasn't been bad for you guys, she's got no good reason. Like you say, you don't have a good reason to leave. I mean, to stay. She doesn't have a good reason to leave. Here's what you do, Bishop.
Help us.
Here's what you do, man. Sit there. I don't know. If you're working from home, it means your tech skills are probably on point. Put a PowerPoint together. Put a PowerPoint. And list the places that you live and all the times your wife decided to leave. And you, being a supportive husband, you agreed. And now this one time that you're like, no, you're the bad guy. Show her. We lived here. You wanted to leave? I did that. Here, we did that. All the things. And I'm assuming you have to get up and get a new job. Moving is tough. It's tough, especially moving out of state, out of town, all of that stuff, man. You got to pack and all that shit. You got to find a spot. You have to, probably get a new gig. So it takes a lot. So moving from Tulsa back to Nashville, I don't know if your job would be the same. Maybe, maybe not. But then you have to go back to closer to her mom, your mother-in-law. It's another problem. Okay, She wants somebody else because the other guy was good to her. Other guys probably doing things, checking in on her. Because they say you get in good with the mom, you get in good with the girl. And if he's in good with the mom, he always has a shot. Doesn't matter if he's a drunk. You know what I'm saying? It was like Ike and Tina movie. What's the glove got to do with it? Ike was cool with Tina's mama.
Hilarious. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Ike was cool with Tina's mama. So every time she tried to run away, Tina's mama told Ike where she was. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ike was good with the mama. This guy, no matter how drunk or whatever, he's good with the mama. You can't really overcome that unless you become good with the mama. So if you can, I would say suppress that hatred and just be cool to the mama. If you can't, then you and mom's ain't gonna never be on good terms, and she's always gonna be trying to like throw shade and introduce this other nigga into the life. All right.
Yeah.
But as of right now, the good enough reason is you like it in Tulsa. That's it.
That sounds real good, Kamal. However, sorry to say you're absolutely wrong. And it's not a good enough reason. Let me break down some insight that you may not be seeing, my dog, my brother, my big homie. She's got an ex that the mama likes. You talked about that, right? Dude is a bad boy with dough. That means she is really sprung on this dude. There's certain types of dudes women get sprung over. They don't get sprung on the right guy. Women never get crazy sprung on the right dude. They get with the right dude after they've been dogged enough by the wrong dude. And even when they get with the right dude, they're still not over the wrong dude. She has gotten back with this guy more than once. Why do you get back with the wrong dude, Kamal? That does not make sense. My guy who post-nut mode, thank God he got back with his ex, even though even he got back with his ex who broke his heart. The post-nut dude. Dude, Bishop, you got a problem. She got with you because you were the guy she couldn't mold. She couldn't change her last dude. She can change you. She has gotten you to agree with all of her crazy ideas every time. You have level set that expectation, just like when a woman level sets that she's going to be cooking and banging you and giving you, the Superdome, the King Dome, taking care of you. And then all of a sudden she stops. That's exactly what you're doing. You're doing you're doing the male equivalent what women do all the time. Lure you in with this great treatment and then switch it up when it stops working for them. You should have put your foot down a long time ago. But the problem is she did not get with you, a guy with a big foot. She got with a guy with a soft foot because she got tired of not being able to control the big foot. So I hate to tell you this, my dog, but you're moving to Nashville. Get yourself a guitar. You're moving to Nashville, dog, because she's a spoiled brat. And her mom probably spoiled her because her mom thinks she's perfect.
Probably. Yeah. Based on his Dear Every letter, mom spoiled her.
She's a spoiled brat, and that's how you got the job. That's how the drunk got the job, because he could spoil her. But now she got with a different type of spoil. She got with somebody who could spoil her by doing whatever you like. And now you're tired of it. but you gave in too many times, dog. So if you signed up to be the goal on to get along, you're going to have to get along, Bishop. I know you probably called on us to think I'm going to say, yeah, man, check her. I don't believe you got it in you, dog. And it hurts me to say it. It hurts me to say, because if you got it in you, you check her, man. I don't know how you can win this.
Well, he can just be like, no. I don't think now, like he said, the house is cold. It will warm up. I don't think that forever it's going to be cold because she couldn't move to Nashville because she just wants to be in Nashville. All right? So,
happy wife.
What does it say? Why does she want to move to Nashville?
Her mama's there.
Now, I say, man, he's safe. What would suck is if, God forbid, I hate to even say this, if something happens to mom after he done put his foot down. He ain't gonna live that one down.
Yo, dog, Kamal, let me tell you why you my guy, man. Let me tell you why I'm so blessed to have you on this show, Kamal. That kind of insight, you're one of the smartest guys out there. That insight is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. This is further reason why he's moving to Nashville. If something happens to her mom, spoiled brats never take the blame. They never handle things maturely. They never think logically. She is going to pout. And your relationship, you got two choices, man. Cut her or move. Those are your choices. You're going to be miserable. That's my final answer to come out.
You don't think
he's going to be miserable with her in wherever they live?
You don't think
Oklahoma.
that some people who are used to getting their own way all the time, you don't think they're checkable?
Well, they are checkable,
but he's
Kamal.
not the guy. He's not.
Bishop can't check her, and I'm sorry, Bishop. You listen to the show. I feel like I'm disrespecting you, dog, and I'm really sorry. She hired you because you're the nice guy, man, and it's going to be really hard for you to put on the black leather jacket and get you a motorcycle and grow a pair. That would be great. I don't believe that that's you. And I tell women to play their position. If you're a wide receiver, if your girlfriend's a wide receiver, stop trying to make her play offensive tackle. Well, you are a wide receiver in this, and you can't play D-line. Or you may be an O-line guy. You ain't a D-line guy. D-line guy is a little nastier than O-line guy.
He's a receiver, and he's trying to dictate the offense. Like, what we going to run?
You're not that guy. Matter of fact, I'm about to really disrespect because I'm a kicker, but let me just the punter since I was a place kicker. You're a punter, dog. And her ex-husband, her ex is a middle linebacker. Sorry, bro. Nope.
Here's the thing
you can't
about
compare.
Here, I'm gonna say this, man. I believe in Bishop. I
know you do.
I believe in Bishop. Here's the thing about, and I believe in like people like Bishop, like my boy Hall and Notes. You know what I'm saying? I can't go for that.
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying?
But come out. She's not going to be happy.
No, but here's the thing about it, man. Like, there's certain things. Like, I am similar to Bishop. Whatever. But there's certain shit that, you know what I'm saying? There's certain hills that I will die on.
And this is one to die on, is what I'm hearing you say.
I think if he's writing in, this might be the hill to die on. And maybe Bishop is like, look, I let a lot of shit slide, but this is the shit that I'm putting my foot down on. And I think that basically if he's that type of guy like I am, I let a lot of shit slide. And when I put my foot down, it's always a surprise. But the motherfucker is down. You know what I'm saying? And it's not getting back up. Now, I don't put it down a lot. But when it's down, that motherfucker's an iron-footed boom.
Rod the God is gonna have my head for this one. I already know. and I
if he comes with the receipts, Kyle, what can she say? She can't say you never support me. I've supported you. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Now I need you to reciprocate and support me. I like it here, and I don't want to leave. I've supported you. Now, is she gonna be just unreasonable? Possibly.
Yes, ain't no possibly.
Well, now
we don't know. We don't know. Right. I'm getting emotional.
And if she's unreasonable, and it comes to it, and you get to that bridge, then yes, then he's got a major problem. And then it's like you either leave, you go to Nashville, or you leave her because she's unreasonable. I don't know her to be unreasonable.
And that's my concern.
Yeah, she might be.
That's my fear.
Yeah, you might be.
That's my fear.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have a Dear Irby letter, send us an email at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is Dear Irby @themrapodcast.com. Where can we find you, homie?
Twitter and Instagram at Angry Kamal.
I am at Kyle Irby, KYLEERBY, at the MRA Podcast. KyleIrby.com is the website. The MRAPodcast.com is where you can hear every last episode. And also, Dear Irby at the MRAPodcast.com is where you can send in your Post Nut Mode stories or your Dear Irby letters. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.